I think the bigger problem for the government is that 13 years in, they've lost the benefit of the doubt. You can see that with the relentless focus of the BBC on sort of every story is taken from a negative angle now, rather than actually letting the government get a sort of hearing.
Now, the Conservative Party's had some communications problems in recent weeks and has been trying to limit damage by deleting tweets and videos that are funny for all the wrong reasons. But unfortunately, the internet is difficult to escape. Here's one of the last promo videos that was deleted from the Downing Street Twitter account.
What a month it's been. Kicking off with the coronation. It was a once-in-a-generation event, from the big lunch to the big help out, and of course the big day itself. This month, like every month, the PM has been relentlessly focused on delivering your priorities. Inflation down.
The Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund praised the authorities.
Stop the boats.
To welcoming our friend President Zelensky to check us. Crazy month. That was a rewind. We'll see you in the next one.
I'm sorry. I don't think you will see them next month. Someone spent a lot of time doing that and it was met with absolute derision on social media and it was deleted. And I mean, it is funny, but is there a bit of a problem here? Let's discuss this quickly with Kirsty Buchanan, Director of Stonehaven and former Number 10 and Ministry of Justice SPAD. Hi, Kirsty.
Good morning.
And also Harry Cole, Political Editor of The Sun.
Good morning.
Harry. Harry, what on earth was that?
Cringe, I think is the word we're looking for. Look, Rishi Sunak's got lots of sort of posh, trendy kids around him who he sort of found in some sort of Clerkenwell ad agency, as far as I can tell, possibly maybe related to some senior Tories. And they sort of have sort of free run on his sort of digital. It's all sort of digital, sort of behind the scenes, lifting the lid. If you go on his Instagram, there's really random photos of him and Macron peering out from behind the curtain, behind the door. Now that sort of thing kind of works in a campaign to be really trying to introduce someone to the country. When he was Chancellor, he was quite good at that sort of thing. It doesn't really work with the sort of decorum of the Number 10 office with the Number 10 branding on it. This is the public face of Number 10, and it just thinks. I just think something's gone wrong there, and too many people have been given free rein with the obvious consequences.
Yes, Kirsty. This doesn't have massive real world implications, but this is the official Downing Street account. There's 6 million followers, and then it gets deleted. So someone's wasted a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, look, how government communications works, even digital, is that most things go through, or all things go through a process, a check-off process. Quite how this got through is probably subject to some conversation at Number 10. But if I can encourage us less to worry about the day-to-day Westminster bubbleology of digital comms at Number 10 and focus more on the overarching narrative for government, I think that's probably what matters more for voters and ultimately will matter more in the general election.
Well, absolutely. But then I come down to the same point that they're the ones that put this out there, and they put it out to 6 million followers, of which, are, as they're very keen to say, ordinary working people. And the responses, Kirsty, were, this is out of touch with what's going on right now.
Yeah, look, I mean, not every part of government comms is going to be a winner, right?
Yes.
And I my own personal view is you shouldn't try and kind of jazz up or trendify Number 10. It is a corporate kind of organisation, as it were. And I know, there's a sort of fascination with, hitting with the kids on social media, but I just, they want some straightforward facts about what the Prime Minister is doing on a day-to-day basis to tackle the cost of living crisis, etc. Now, again, and come back to the point, this was a bit of a turd. There's no denying it.
Technical
But,
term.
focus on the whole apple pie rather than the turd that's been sent
I'm not sure where that analogy's going.
I'm never going to look at an apple pie in the
No,
same
I'm
way
sorry,
again.
It's terrible. I apologise for the metaphor, but look, they've got these 5 people's priorities. They weren't plucked out of the air. They're the result of polling, intensive polling, and focus groups.
Yeah.
We'll see the Prime Minister going out today again to reiterate his determination to do everything to stop the small boats. One bad piece of comms does not a general election make.
No, I suppose not. I mean, Harry, that's the point, isn't it? Because the only thing I can really remember from that, apart from, because it was just so mad and relentless, was, inflation down. But, there's a story behind inflation being down. It's not down as much as it should be.
Exactly. Comms can only get you so far. That's the thing. It's what policy and what the government's actually doing that's going to make a difference. And I think they should spend less time trying to win over Twitter, which they're never going to win. David Cameron was very right when he said, whatever it was, he said,
Yeah.
too many tweets make
Don't say it.
Not going to say it. It's not going to say it. But too many tweets make a.
Yeah.
And they're not going to win that battle. But I think the bigger problem for the government is that 13 years in, they've lost the benefit of the doubt. You can see that with the relentless focus of the BBC on sort of every story is taken from a negative angle now, rather than actually letting the government get a sort of hearing. And that's inevitable when you've been in power for so long. There is a sort of atmosphere out there in the country that, regardless of who is in charge of the Tory party, there's a sort of clamouring for change, and they're going to have an uphill struggle because of that, because they're on the back foot.
Yes. Harry, thank you. Very interesting. Harry Cole, political editor of The Sun, and Kirsty Buchanan, director of Stonehaven and former Number 10 and Ministry of Justice SPAD.